Governor Malloy tonight changing his tune about a new mileage tax that would tax drivers based on how many miles they drive here in Connecticut. After weeks of dodging questions, it now looks like the Malloy administration is embracing a study on that new mileage tax. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Darren Kramer.
I'm Ann Nyberg. Craig is off. 2 weeks ago, we first told you about this study being paid for by the DOT. Malloy's administration was first against it. But as News 8 chief political correspondent Mark Davis tells us, that might be changing. Mark?
Good evening, everyone from the Hartford newsroom. You know, for well over a year, Governor Malloy has been traveling around the state promoting his vision for a $100 billion 30-year highway and transportation rebuild in the state of Connecticut. And it was just 1 year ago next week that News 8 broke the story that his Special Transportation Advisory Board was considering the idea of a mileage tax.
No one has ever disputed that the state's road and bridge infrastructure is outdated, especially along the shoreline heading to New York. But the Malloy administration has persistently dodged questions about one funding mechanism that his own Transportation Advisory Board recommended be considered to help to pay for it. 2 weeks ago, when News 8 first reported that the Connecticut DOT was joining other states to study the concept of charging you according to the number of miles you drive, the administration punted again. Now the governor appears to be embracing the $300,000 study on the so-called mileage tax.
Do we wait and pretend, are we ostriches and we're not going to understand what our options are?
The governor points out that with cars and trucks getting better and better mileage, and with growing numbers of electric cars on the road, the state's tax on gasoline is producing less and less every year. And that's the prime funding mechanism to pay for road and bridge building.
20 years from now, in all probability, our gas and oil tax revenue will be half of what it is today.
Republicans have proposed a much smaller road and bridge rebuild plan and say it can be done with the existing tax structure. And they say there's no reason to study the mileage tax.
I think there's a full intention of this governor to put in the vehicle mileage tax. They don't want to announce it till after the November elections. And that's what this game is.
This is the beginning of the discussion. It's not anywhere near an end or decision.
Now, advocates for the mileage tax idea say that with almost everybody having smartphones now and with computers in the dashboard of your car, that the technology for this sort of thing is well within reach, and that actually it is a fairer way to charge people for the wear and tear on roads and highways and bridges, and that if it were coupled with a reduction or elimination of the gas tax, people might go for it. Live from the Hartford newsroom, Mark Davis, News 8.